So, hello, and let me welcome you to our fourth presentation of the semester, and that is the presentation about Latvia. However, let me tell you some information from ESN about our upcoming events before. So, if you have a competitive soul, then form a team with your friends if you don't already have one, and join the quiz night tomorrow and have some fun together. For some entertainment on Thursday, take the chance to enjoy the evening and show off your spectacular drawing skills playing Scribble again. Also, on Facebook and WhatsApp, you could have seen a call for language teachers with a link to a form. So, if you feel like becoming a teacher and teaching your friends and other students your native language or other language which you know, then do not hesitate to fill in the form and let us know. And last but not least, let me invite you to our next presentations of nations the next week, and that will be about Uzbekistan. And now let's move to the Latvian one, and I think it's time for Kintia to introduce her country.
Hello everyone, as you probably already heard, my name is Kintia, and I will try to introduce you a little bit about my country, Latvia. And at the beginning, I will explain you how this presentation will go, and I will tell you about some historical events, also some facts. I will try to show you also some events and foods Latvians are eating. And I will also talk about some interesting facts, but to make everything a little bit more interesting for you, everyone, I prepared two activities. The first one, you should try to count in how many slides you can see Latvian flag. I'm not talking about this video because you already see flag here and also here. But you need to try to count in how many slides you see a Latvian flag. And at the end of presentation, please write in a chat how many flags in how many slides you saw flag. And the first one who will get the number right will get a little surprise from me, from Latvia. And the second activity will be Kahoot, as we have already played in other presentations of nations. So listen carefully because all the answers will be hidden in this presentation. And I will start with the basics and about the name. Our name is, like country's name is Latvia, and the name comes from the ancient Latgalians, but actually in Latvian language, we write this name Latvia. And sometimes it confuses other nation people because it's written differently in other countries like Latvisko, Letland, and Lithuania. So sometimes people misunderstood if I'm from Lithuania or Latvia, but now you can. I hope you will remember this. And actually, where are we located? We are situated in Northern Europe and on the eastern shore of the Baltic Sea. And you can see it in the map, and our coastline is around 500 kilometers. And because of this, we have the longest beach in Europe, like with the white sand. I think it's already an interesting fact about Latvia. And our land area is around 64,000 square kilometers. And if we compare with Czech Republic, it is around 20% less than the land area in Czech Republic. So my country is a little bit smaller than Czech Republic. And talking about the borders and our neighbors, borders we have with Estonia and Lithuania. As you probably have heard that we are 3 Baltic states, or sometimes also called as the Baltic sisters. And we have also borders with Russia and Belarus, and the total length of land borders is around 1.3 kilometers. And now you can see in the picture a little part of Riga. And maybe you have heard that Riga is our capital city. And it is actually also the biggest city in Baltic states. And third part of Latvian inhabitants lives in Riga. And as you can see, Riga is located in the center of Latvia. And maybe you are wondering, what is the point you are seeing now in the map, like the second point? And it is my hometown, because I'm living and studying in Riga last 3 years. Also, I worked in Riga. But before I studied, I lived in my hometown, Masalat. It is a small city, but I would say that's really beautiful. And it is located really close to Estonia. And little reminder you about the first activity and counting flags. This is one of the slides you should count. And this is how our flag looks like. And actually, it is one of the oldest flags in the world, despite the fact that officially it's adopted in 1923. And it is based on a legend from the 13th century. And the legend said that there was a Latvian leader who was wounded in a battle, and he was wrapped inside a white sheet. And because of the blood, there is like these two really dark red stripes. And actually, if you maybe know also about other country flags, you maybe see that it's really similar to Austria's flag. And I also have heard that also for Austria, the legend is really similar to Latvia's. And talking about people in Latvia and population, our population is really small, around 1.9 million people. And if we are comparing to Czech Republic, it's basically 80% less than the population in Czech Republic. And if you remember, our land area was only 20% smaller than Czech Republic, but the population is 80% smaller. And 63% of Latvian inhabitants are Latvians, and around 25% are from Russia with Russian nationality, and there's also other nationalities in Latvia. And why I am also mentioning religion, because I thought that it's really interesting to compare also again with Czech Republic, because as I have here, it is really like different from Latvia here. And we have 80% of Latvian inhabitants are Christians, and only 20% are without religion or other religions. But comparing to Czech Republic, it's totally opposite side, because really big part of Czechs are without religion. I don't know if you heard that fact before or not, but now you know. And probably you also know that Latvia is one of the European Union countries, and we joined European Union in 2004. And we are also using euros as a currency in Latvia since 2014. And before euros, we used lats and centimi, which were our national currency. And talking about the nature and also the land area, actually, basically half of the country covers forests. And Latvia, because of this fact, is the fourth most forested country in the Europe. And for me, this fact feels nice, and I like it because I really like nature. I don't know how it is with others, but I think it's really nice to have a lot of forests. And we also have not only the forest. As I remember, we have more than 2,000 lakes in Latvia and more than 12,000 rivers. And as you can see also in the slide, there are around 700 specially protected nature territories in Latvia. So are I think we are really rich with the nature, and despite of the fact that Latvia is actually a really flat country, our highest mountain is around 300 meters high. So the country is really flat, but we have really beautiful nature places. And I hope that if you are coming to Latvia, I hope you will visit not only the cities, but also some nature places as swamps, lakes, forests, national parks, and other places. And since I'm in Erasmus here in Czech Republic, around 1.5 months, I have talked about the weather and the temperature in Latvia actually pretty a lot time, like often. And the highest temperature in our records is from 2014 when it reached plus 37.8 Celsius. And the lowest temperature was in 1956 when it reached minus 43.2 Celsius, which is, I think, really cold. And luckily, I would say that I haven't experienced that cold weather in Latvia, but still, I have experienced around minus 30, minus 32. So I think it's still really cold weather in winter sometimes. But last year went into the records because all the year the temperature was really warm, and the average air temperature was plus 8.8 Celsius, which was warm for us. And now I will try to introduce you a little bit about the events. Of course, we are celebrating Christmas, we are celebrating Easter, New Year celebrations, also our national event like Midsummer Festival. But I will tell you about three events that I think are a little bit different than in other countries. And the first one is Independence Day. The Republic of Latvia was established on 18 November in the year 1918. And we also celebrate Independence Restoration Day in the 4th of May, when we, in like the second time, got our independence. But we really like to celebrate our Independence Day in November. It takes usually 3 days to celebrate. There is a lot of events happening, concerts, fireworks. Also in the capital city of Riga, there is event like Light Festival, and you can see multimedia installations and interesting objects with light. And as you can see also in the pictures, we are going in torchlight processions. And for me, this event is really like really close to the heart, and it's really patriotic because the feeling going with other Latvians with torchlights on the streets together to celebrate independence, for us, to Latvians, it's really nice and important thing to do. And if you are coming in November, I think you should try to come around these days. And as I said, there's also a lot of lights and objects with lights, and also the buildings are in different color lights, and also in, of course, flag colors. And another event I want to mention is Midsummer Eve. It happens on the shortest night of the year, and it happens in 23rd June. And we are jumping over the bonfires. That's a tradition, and I know it sounds dangerous, and it is dangerous also, but still, it's a tradition for Latvians, and we are doing that. We are also wearing leaf crowns, eating caraway seed cheese, drinking beer, singing folk dances, folk songs, and dancing also folk dances sometimes, and playing some traditional games. And the night is really short. There's basically no moment with really dark black skies. And a lot of times we are not going to sleep. We are just celebrating all night. And it's really nice event to spend with family or friends. And here you can see a picture from my last summer. as I also said, that we are making leaf crowns. In this picture, you can see also crowns with flowers. And the picture with sunrise is at, I think, around 4 o'clock, because we didn't go to sleep and we waited till the sunrise, and it was really beautiful. And as the third event I want to talk a little bit more is Song and Dance Festival. And it is an event I'm really proud of. I'm really proud of it. And it's held in, it first was held in 1873. So basically, it's happening already 150 years. And it's held every 5 years, usually. And it is also recognized as a UNESCO masterpiece. And for example, in 2018, 43,000 of people took part of it, like participants, and around 2 million of people were viewers. And as you remember about our population, it's basically everyone is seeing this event, sometimes in person or sometimes through online. And it's really a beautiful event. And here you can see also a dancing part. I'm sure that in this picture you can see maybe third or a half of the participants only. And maybe somewhere in this picture, maybe I'm also, I'm not sure. And we are preparing like these 5 years in between, we are preparing for this event. And then in 1 week in summer, we are all coming together, we are practicing, and in the end of the week, we are singing, dancing, playing musical instruments. I have participated already 3 times in my life, and I have played in jazz group, I have sing in choirs, I have danced, so I have really experience as a participant, and I think it's really beautiful event in Latvia. You should also probably know and remember. And here you can see also a little part of choirs. And as I am really proud of this event, I would like to show also a video from this event. And I want you to hear and see a little bit more about it.
This is a story about ordinary people brought together by an extraordinary tradition. Singing in Latvia carries an emotional imperative. It's part of everyday life. The choral tradition goes back centuries and was vital in developing a national identity. During tough times, songs about the sun or the wind carried a message of freedom and hope. Nowhere else can these layers of history and emotion be heard as powerfully as here at the Latvian nationwide song and dance celebration. A collection of thousands of folk songs, the dainas, passed down through generations, are the foundation of this phenomenon, this movement, this celebration, which brings together people from all walks of life. UNESCO has recognized the nationwide song and dance celebration as a masterpiece of the heritage of humanity. with roots in the past and eyes to the future. Our voices reaffirm a love for our nation, our freedom, and our traditions. And so we come together to sing and to dance, time and time again.
I hope you got a little bit more understanding about this event, and I hope you understood why I'm really proud of this event. And now I will try to introduce you a little bit more about Latvian foods and about the foods we are eating. And the twin staples of Latvian cuisine are the potatoes and rye bread. Maybe it's a fact you have already heard, but the average Latvian eats 62 kilos of potatoes and 50 kilos of rye bread annually. And I think these numbers are really big. And yes, I think it already shows that it's one of the traditional foods in Latvia. And I couldn't not say this to you, but the potato for Latvian is more than a usual vegetable. And the potato is an endless source of culinary inspiration. And you can see only two kinds of foods we can make from potato, but like it's really an endless source of culinary inspiration. And in the picture, you can see potato pancakes and you can see potatoes with dills. But there is so many recipes real Latvians know to make from potatoes. Of course, I want to say that we are not making zeppelins and dumplings with potatoes as the Lithuanians are doing, and probably also people from Poland. But still, there's so many recipes that Latvians know how to make from potatoes. And in early spring, we are also collecting birch tree saps to make refreshing drinks. And also from social media, I saw that some of people I know from Latvia, they are already trying to prepare for this moment when they will be able to collect this birch tree sap. And I'm feeling a little bit sad about that because this year I won't be able to drink these juices, and they are really nice and actually really good for human health. And of course, this is not an actual sport probably, but at the end of the summer, the national sport is mushroom foraging. In the end of summer, in autumn, a lot of Latvians are going in forests with family, with friends, totally alone, and they are collecting mushrooms to make different kinds of food. And of course, you should have little knowledge about the mushrooms you can eat and you cannot eat, because of course in the forest there are also dangerous ones. But we are sometimes joking in Latvia that actually you can try all the mushrooms, but there's some of them you will try only once. And what will happen next, that's only a guess. And talking about the companies, I will mention only two companies. And one of them is Lima. It is really old company who is making like sweets. And of course, not only the ones you are seeing in presentation, but a lot of chocolates, a lot of cookies, the waffles, zephyrs. And I have also took here, as you can see maybe here, these are also Latvian sweets. And they make really good sweets. And it's really popular company in Latvia. And the other company I will mention is Rīgas Balsams. It's a company who make mainly alcoholic drinks, like black balsam, and it's made from natural ingredients. So it's a traditional thing in Latvia. And I will say a little hint, the price, which will be in Kahoot, will be something like something from both of the companies. It will be one thing, but something mixed. So later you will see. And now we will continue with interesting facts about Latvia and Latvians. I hope it will be actually interesting for you. And we are a nation of readers. The reading is a hobby for around 40% of inhabitants. And despite of the fact that our population is really small, we have around 1.5 thousand of libraries and around 30.6 millions of books are borrowed annually in Latvia. So I think it really shows that we are a nation of readers. And Latvia is also one of the top 10 countries when it comes to the internet speed. And Riga is also often called Europe's capital of free Wi-Fi. So I think when you will come to Latvia to travel around, you shouldn't worry about the connection of Wi-Fi in restaurants, in shops, and also around cities. And in the picture, now you can see Riga, our capital city. And if you have heard about Art Nouveau style buildings, architecture, I think you have already saw a lot of them in Brno, maybe also in Prague, and they are in other cities in Europe. But I want to say that 40% of buildings in Riga, in the center of Riga, are in this Art Nouveau style. So it's actually one of the biggest concentration of these buildings in Europe. It's also in record. And Riga is also home of the first Christmas tree, which was decorated in 1510. And also widest natural waterfall in Europe is in Latvia and in the river Venta. And it is around 249 meters wide. And of course, I want to say to you that Latvians are also positive minded, not always negative, but still there is the saying about Latvians that the highest appreciation that can come from a true Latvian is very normal or normal. That's the highest appreciation. Of course, probably from me, you will hear also great and other words, but from true Latvian, you will hear only very normal. And let's search in Google what Google can say about Latvia or Latvians, what people are trying to search. So if we are writing Latvians in, we can see there's Latvians in UK, Latvians in Ireland, in Australia, NBA, USA, Chicago, and yes, Latvians are in a lot of places in the world, and that's basically because of the historical events, economical situation. You can find Latvians in a lot of places in the world. Why do Latvians love potatoes? Yes, that's a good question. I'm actually not very sure, but we really love potatoes. As I said, we have a lot of recipes we are making, and that's actually that's a traditional food. And while Latvia is poor, is the best country in the world, and is the worst country, seems like someone couldn't agree what is the fact. But well, you can see also the question why Latvians have 6 toes, why Latvian potato jokes. Yes, there's a lot of jokes about potatoes. And Latvia, why visit? Well, as you maybe understood from this presentation, Latvia is beautiful country. If you will have this question also after my presentation, you can try to reach me and ask again, because I think everyone should visit at least once Latvia. And talking about these 6 toes in the Google, as you can see also in the next slide, by Latvians, there's 3 times mentioned this question, why Latvians have 6 toes. And I want to say again, this is only a stereotype. As you probably have heard, there's different stereotypes about different nations. And for example, in Latvia, we say that Estonians are really slow. and to actually know if they are Slav or not, we can only guess and agree or disagree about that. But about this question why Latvians have 6 toes, it's totally only stereotype, and it's not true. I have heard like real situations when there's a person from other country who thinks that it's actually a real fact, but no. To make sure for you, I hope after this presentation you will remember that it's only a stereotype. And why do Latvians speak Russian? Mainly because of the historical events. And why are Latvians the best in the world? Well, I think there's a lot of facts why and reasons why. And why do Latvians have name days? I'm not sure if in all of the countries people are celebrating name days. And I know that in some of them people are not celebrating. But in all the calendars and or notebooks, we always have dates with names, Latvian names, and we are celebrating name day because why not? If you have birthday, you can celebrate birthday, and why not to have second day in the year you could celebrate for yourself with family or friends. It's just nice to celebrate events. We really like that. And we are coming close to the end of presentation. So now you can try to write in the chat in how many slides you found a flag, and the first right answer will get a prize. And the prize will be this serenade. It's the Latvian chocolate. Also, the company who made it is Lima. And one person, I hope you are from here, from Czech Republic, and you will be able to try. I'm not sure who will win this. And at the end, I want to say thank you for your attention. We will play Kahoot also, but I hope that after this presentation, you have less questions about Latvia, or actually the opposite. If you have questions about Latvia, you can ask them now or try to reach me. And I hope you will someday come to see Latvia also in real life.
So thank you, or paldies, Kintia, for a lovely and very nice presentation about Latvia. And I hope that everyone enjoyed it the same as I did. And now I think it's time to move on to the quiz, in which, as Kintia mentioned, you can win a lovely original Latvian prize. So I wish you luck and many correct answers.
So I see that a lot of you already are joining Kahoot. Someone don't want to win, so maybe you need to try not to win, or maybe win. Oh, Latvian name, I see it. I see that there is Latvians probably here. You are a lot. I didn't expect to see so many participants in Kahoot. While you are joining, I can show you. This will be the post. Okay. I can show you this prize. It will be a prize for the first place, and it's a combination of company lime and Riga's balsams. So I hope the winner will like it. I think we can start this game. Seems like you all already joined. So the first question, soon you will see. Prepare for it. And the first question, how is the name of the country written in Latvian? I'm sure that I mentioned that, and I'm sure that you saw it in presentation. So we will see how good listeners you were. And the answers for you who haven't already answered is Lithuania, Latvisko, Latvia, or Latvia. And we see that the biggest part of participants already answered correctly. Good job. And the first place takes potato. Nice, congratulations. The next question. My hometown, Masaloca, is near Estonia, near Russia, Lithuania, or Belarus. I can only say a hint that all these countries are Latvia's neighbors, and we have borders with them, but where is Masaloca? And actually, also the picture is from my country in the winter. So I would say it's beautiful. 1 second left. And we see that 12 participants got the answer right. That's good. And the first place is for I don't want to win. It seems like you are going closer to this. Second place, George, and third place, Unicorn. The third question, Latvia joined the European Union in 1995, 2004, 2007, or 2014. Two of these years was mentioned. Yes, and you got it right, basically, most of you, not everyone. And it's 2004. The first place is for I don't want to win. You are still trying to do that. The second place, Unicorn, and third place, 209. What is the concentration of Art Nouveau architecture buildings in the center of Riga? 10%, 25%, maybe 40%, or 50%. It wasn't written in slides, but I mentioned, so we'll see who heard that. And 30 participants answered right. Congratulations. It's right. 40% of buildings are in Art Nouveau style. And the first place, again, I don't want to win. Second place, Unicorn, and third, 209. Seems like it's not changing. Latvian flag, which is one of the oldest flags in the world, was officially adopted in 12-1, 40-70, 1980, or 1923. Do you remember this year? And 9 of you answered right. Congratulations. It's 1923. Oh, and the first place changed. It's 209. and the second place Betty, and the third Lithuania. I don't know how to read it. So the sixth question: how often is the Song and Dance Festival normally held in Latvia? Every 2 years, every 3 years, every 4 years, or maybe every 5 years? Why normally held? Because last year we cancelled our Song and Dance Festival. Yes, and it's held every 5 years. That's correct. And the first place took 209. Seventh question: forest covers how big part of Latvia covers forest? 1/4 of the country, 1/3 of the country, 1/2 of the country, or 1/5 part of the country? Who remembers that? We have a lot of forests. Yes, the right answer was half of the country covers forest. And still in the first place is the room 209, and also other places are changing. So now you will have multi-answer option. How it's called the largest river in Latvia? Do you remember? Venta, Latvia, Gauja, or Kintie didn't tell about it? We'll see who will get right, but remember this is a multiple choice option question. Venta or Gauja, or maybe Latvia, or maybe I didn't tell. Who remembers? And yes, the right answer was Gauja, and Kintie didn't tell about it because actually I didn't do that. So we'll see how it changes. Lenka is coming in podium. Still 209 is in the first place, and Lithuania is in the second place. Ninth question: what was the Latvian monetary unit before the euro? Euros, maybe we didn't change, lats, kron, or dollar. Do you remember? Maybe it's a tricky question and we had euros all the time. And actually you can see the monetary unit in the picture. It's not fake, it's the actual one. Yes, and the correct answer was lats and centime. So in the first place, still there's 209. Lithuania is also in the second place, and Bettina is in the third. And last question: what is the country code for phone calls? It wasn't in the presentation, but maybe you know. +371, +358, +372, or +370. If you are fast enough, you can maybe find my number if you know how to find it. But maybe you can guess. Please don't use Google. It's Kahoot, and you shouldn't use Google. Yes, and 10 participants got the right answer, and it's +371. So, in the podium, we have in the third place, Betty, congratulations. In the second place, Lithuania. And in the first place, 209. I'm happy to see room numbers. So I believe that you will reach me and get this suite. Congratulations.
So, thank you again, and congratulations to the quiz winners from room 209. Enjoy the prize and laba appetit. So, sadly, that would be all for today, but luckily we will see each other next week again. So see you then and take care.
And I want to also say that the winners of Kahoot game and also the flag counting should come to the room 223 and get these sweets to try out. And then the right number with flags were 8. So I am not seeing the chat yet. I think the right number got George, as I maybe understood right. So George, you can come to get the prize also.
Yeah, so it looks like now we have the end. So yeah, thank you again and see you next week.